Nirvana's second studio album, Nevermind, is a hallmark of 90s grunge. Fastening Nirvana as one of the decade's biggest acts, Nevermind achieved both critical and commercial success upon its release in 1991, and still remains one of the best-selling albums of all time. Often cited for ushering in a new love of the punk genre and its lifestyle for teens and Generation X, this album is undoubtedly a cultural and musical force. Nevermind's album cover is perhaps one of the most recognizable of its time, and, recently, it also seems to be the most controversial. Today we're going to give you the story of the Nevermind controversy. As you probably know, the cover of Nevermind features a naked baby boy submerged in a pool with a dollar bill on a fishhook hovering in front of him. The name of this baby is Spencer Elden, who is now 30 years old. The idea for this image was primarily conceived by Nirvana's lead singer, Kurt Cobain, when he was watching a documentary on water births. Robert Fisher, the art director of Nirvana's record label, was put to the task of creating Cobain's vision. Fisher says, "Kurt wanted a baby being born underwater. Back then, before the internet, you would have to go down to the local bookstore and go through childbirthing books and try to find photos. So that's what I did. But it was just like, there's no way we can make an album cover out of this. I couldn't find any really good pictures, and they were all way too graphic to use." So, Fisher commissioned photographer Kirk Weddle to take pictures of a baby in a pool. Weddle paid Elden's parents $200 for the picture. At the time, no one on the Nirvana team seemed to be opposed to the idea of having a naked baby on the cover of the album. While the band's record label did raise some concern and thought it might cause offense, Cobain said the only compromise he would make would be covering the baby's penis with a sticker that read, "If you're offended by this, you must be a closet pedophile." Since its release in 1991, Spencer Elden has recreated this famed image on multiple occasions, specifically for the album's 10th, 17th, and 25th anniversaries. For the 25th anniversary, Elden said, "It's strange that I did this for 5 minutes when I was 4 months old, and it became this really iconic image. It's cool but weird to be part of something so important that I don't even remember." Over the years, Elden has said some conflicting statements about his involvement on the cover. For one, he has said it has been really helpful to his career. Elden says, "But it's always been a positive thing and opened doors for me. I'm 23 now and an artist, and this story gave me an opportunity to work with Shepard Fairey for 5 years, which was an awesome experience." But not long after that, Elden said the following in a 2016 interview. "But recently, I've been thinking, what if it wasn't okay with my freaking penis being shown to everybody? I didn't really have a choice." Across the many comments Elden has made, there seems to be mixed emotions about his participation in the cover, possibly leaning towards the side of consent. But just this moment, the table seems to have turned. Elden is now suing. He has filed a federal lawsuit against the estate of Kurt Cobain, David Grohl, Chris Novoselic, and Cobain's wife, Courtney Love, among a few other parties. The lawsuit states that defendants knowingly produced, possessed, and advertised commercial child pornography depicting Spencer, and they knowingly received value in exchange for doing so. One of his lawyers, Maggie Mabby, has stated that Elden had to endure years of therapy to cope with the effects the album cover had. Arguing for his case, Maggie stated the following: "He hasn't met anyone who hasn't seen his genitalia. It's a constant reminder that he has no privacy. His privacy is worthless to the world." Likely responding to the many people who asked why Elden participated in the recreated shots, Maggie says that Elden had recently realized that these recreations led to the image of him as a baby being further exploited. Maggie also says, "Mr. Elden never consented to use of this image or the display of these images. Even though he recreated the images later on in life, he was clothed and he was an adult, and these were very different circumstances." Elden is seeking $150,000 from each of the 15 people and companies accused. Almost none of the parties have responded. Some seem to believe Elden is just in it for the money. He has made statements in the past such as, "It's a trip. Everyone involved in the album has tons and tons of money. I feel like I'm the last little bit of grunge rock. I'm living in my mom's house and driving a Honda Civic." However, his lawyer has argued that Elden's previous comments about the cover should not take away from his current claim that he is a victim of child pornography. What are your thoughts on the controversy?